Yo, welcome back to Cage Calculated today. Surprise, surprise, McGregor's back. We have UFC 329 predictions ready to roll for you. And guess who else is back? Guess who's back? Back again, Tristan Wicks. Wicked Wick. We're
How's it
dropping the full
going?
government name. He's back. Tristan,
Holy
how
shit.
excited are you for this card, dude?
You want my social security number too?
Dude, I might have to drop bank information, address, we're doxing everything.
Dude, shout out. Nah, this card's insane. I can't wait. I even got my little brother excited for this. He doesn't get excited for anything fight related, but he's watching the full card on Saturday. He has the bug, if that tells you anything. So I cannot wait for this weekend. I'm ready to make these picks, dude.
Yeah, this is going to be a banger weekend. We don't have to wake up at the butt fucking dawn.
No.
We actually have 14 fights on this card. I think it's better than the White House card in my honest, humble fan watching opinion. I thought that the White House card was cool, but this is a better card. As fight by fight, I think the card is better
Yeah.
compared to the White House card. So I'm excited for this card. And like you said, let's just jump right into this. There's nothing more to break down and to be excited about than right now. And we'll start out with the guy that you're pretty excited about, Cody Durden taking on Alessandro Costa on the first fight of the night. Tristan, what you got?
Like shout out Cody Durden. Made a graphic for him. I think he's getting slimed. I think he's a little dumb. Shout out superstar Cody Durden, but I think Costa's gonna beat him. Sorry.
I mean, there's nothing more to say than that. As you can see as well, I didn't mention it in the intro. We are going to start doing all of our breakdowns on Tapology. Great website. Go check it out if you want to see full breakdowns of fighters. You can also do your picks on this website, compare them to ours, and just get some more information that we get to see. Just kind of helps you out getting some breakdowns that we get to. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying, but Tapology is a great website, and just check it out. We're going to start doing
Shout out
all of
Tapology.
our graphics through that. So shout out Tapology; they do great work, and yeah, we're going to start doing it through that. But yeah, Cody Durden, you can see on his record, he's 1-4 in his last five fights. He just doesn't have that dog mentality that I used to see out of this guy. I mean, he's a gritty veteran. He was able to get a win versus Rafael Filo. It was a unanimous decision win in his last fight, but he lost to Nimjargel, to Mendembarel, has lost to Alan Nascimento, Jose Ochoa, Joshua Van. He's just kind of starting to really peter off a little bit, and I'm just not super confident in the guy. I like the guy as a person, but there is a reason he's an underdog. Alessandro Costa, 3-2 in his last five fights, KO'd Max Schnell, Stuart Nickel, as well as Kevin Boras, who just got a win recently. So I'm not going to overthink this one. I think that he is the better finisher. I think that he's a better striker, better strike defense. I think he's going to get this one done. We're going to go Alessandro Costa, and we will go by unanimous decision. Think
Yeah.
that Alessandro Costa does have this fight in the bag, and I just not confident in Cody Durden at this point in his career. Up next, Ryan Gondra versus Zach Reese. We have a middleweight bout. Both of these guys on very different trajectories so far in the UFC. Tristan, what do you have in the middleweight matchup?
I have my boy Zach Reese.
Hmm.
If you remember his last fight, Michael against Michael Pierre or Michelle Pierre, he put on a show and arguably won that fight, and I thought he won that fight. Um, so if you take that loss away and give him the win, which I think he won, his last loss would have been over a year and 5 months ago. I think he's better than his record shows. I think he's gonna be the bigger fighter in there. I think he's gonna be more experienced, and I think he's gonna get a statement win. I think he's gonna get a KO in rounds one or two.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I did pick Zach Reese in his last fight when he did fight Michelle Pereira. It was a very close fight. I'm not gonna try and play the judge card or anything. I'm all just kind of do whatever the judges say. I am just Dana White maxing at this point. So, you know, you could argue one way or the other. Zach Reese is pretty solid, but the thing that really scares me, and the thing that you should be scared of, Tristan, he got knocked out by our goat, Cody Brundage, earlier in his career. Um,
Oh, hey,
that
that's like
isn't
a
great.
compliment,
This is
honestly.
pre-title run Cody Brundage. Like Cody Brundage is currently on his title run. We know this. We as UFC fans are ready for his title run. But this is pre-Cody Brundage title run. Like this is Cody poop. This is Cody. What the fuck is he doing? And
Shout out
Zach
Cody
Reese lost to
Brundage.
him, dude. Shout out Cody Brundage, legend of the game. If you're watching this, Cody, you are the fucking man. We love you, fan of the channel. Ryan Gondra, on the other hand, 8 fight winning streak, 2-0 so far in the UFC. Had a 41-second knockout of Jose Daniel Medina in his recent fight. 3 straight first round KOs. I know that Tristan thinks that Zach Reese could get a finish in this one, but I definitely feel confident in Ryan Gondra. Odds are pretty close, minus 135, slight favorite. I do have a little bit of a line that I do think that Ryan Gondra is a bigger favorite than what the odds suggest. Could be wrong. Obviously, it's
Okay.
fighting. We never really know in the grand scheme of things, but I am going to go Ryan Gondra, and I am going to go by knockout. And I'm going to go by second round knockout. I think Zach Reese is athletic
Okay.
enough to try and stay out of those big power shots in the first round, but Ryan Gondra will find the button at some point. He does have a reach advantage, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, Zach Reese does have a
3 and
reach
2, I
advantage,
think.
so I think he's going to try and frame up, try and keep Gondra at distance. But I think Gondra will close that distance. So you're going to see kind of a Dricus du Plessis scramble moment where he just kind of throws a flurry and Zach Reese ends up face down on the canvas. You never really know, but Ryan Gondra, I've been impressed, and I think that he'll get this one done by knockout. Moving into the next prelim fight we have Farid Basharat versus the late replacement John Garza. Was supposed to be Ethan Ewing, and this was going to be a banger. Those of you who know ball would know how exciting that fight was going to be. Insane hype going into that one, but obviously Ethan Ewing got hurt. Hopefully he gets better soon. But John Garza stepping in on about a week's notice. We don't know too much about this guy, but he does look pretty promising, around 6-1 and five straight fight wins. Tristan, what you got in
Yeah.
this matchup?
I got Farid Brasharat by decision. I don't think he's going to finish John Garza. I think John Garza is a pretty good contender. I think he's really fiery, and I think he can survive. But I don't think he can win. If he does win, awesome. I'd love to see that happen. But I think Farid Basharat's just he's 15-0. He's undefeated. He's really good. He's going to get it done. But I do think it's going to be a little bit of a shocker that he won't finish John Garza.
I don't think that's too much of a shocker. I mean, Farid Basharat, his last four fights have been decisions. He had a really close split decision win versus John Matsumoto, and that was a really fun fight. Obviously, John Matsumoto is a super fun prospect, but a decision against Chris Gutierrez, a decision versus Victor Hugo, a decision versus Taylor Lapilus. I don't even know who these guys are. Like, he got a submission win versus Cledson Rodriguez. Yeah, sure. So he is kind of a decision machine. Like you said, John Garza is here on short notice. I'm not super confident in his ability to win just coming in on short notice. You never really know, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to overthink this one. I'm going to go Farid Basharat winning by unanimous decision. It's our favorite fighter, D Penis. Dick Penis is fighting once again
Gosh.
versus Caesar Almeida. We all love the
Dick
Baba
Peters.
Yaga. We love D Penis. We are all enjoyers of penis. So pretty fun fight, pretty fun prospects. I mean, Cesar Almeida's 38 years old, so he's not much of a prospect, but Damian Penis is, so that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Tristan, what you
Yeah.
got in this matchup?
I got the penis in two.
Mm.
I think Cesar Almeida is decent enough to survive one round, but I think D Penis is good and he's going to get it done in two. The, the prospect will prosper.
I love his girth and tonnage. I mean, how can you not like the length on D Penis? Um, has a very big reach advantage as again, he has length, he has a lot of girth, and he's very strong and someone that doesn't get pushed over very easily. Again, all jokes aside, Damian Penis is a fantastic prospect, and I think he's one to fear in this middleweight division. Like Tristan alluded to, Cesar Almeida's not bad. He's 4-2 in the UFC. He has lost two of those fights by decision, so he hasn't really been finished yet. So he's shown some ability to really go a bunch of rounds and not really get knocked out. But he's beaten guys like I don't have their names on here. He's beaten guys
Abdul
like
Razak
Abdul. Yeah,
Al
who the fuck
Hassan.
is the who
Sorry.
the fuck are these guys? Ihor Pretoria. We've got Ilya Pretoria variant.
What?
Dylan Buddha. He lost to Roman Kopylov. I know who that is, and Cesaril Ogzichuk. Sure. Yeah, don't really know what this guy's been doing in the UFC, but he's beaten some at least names that are names. But Damian Penis, man, he's 2-0 in the UFC. He's had two finishes. I don't think that he's going to slow down in this fight. I love him coming to the finish. Let's go Damian
Hmm.
Penis by knockout, and we'll go first round. We're just going to trust the Penis. I think that he's going to do his
Ooh.
job. He's going to have a lot of hype. I think that the real ball knowers would be excited for this fight. Let's go Baba Yaga. Let's go D Penis. Let's enough with the penis
Hey,
jokes. Well, we've got
after
Tracy
Mr.
Cortez, so we
Penis,
got more penis jokes coming. So
after Mr. Penis wins this fight, I want him and Atiba Godier to fight.
that'd be a
That'd be a
sick fight.
banger.
That would be sick. I
That would
think
be a
Atiba
banger.
Gaudier wins it, but like it'd be an interesting fight. There'd be some serious hype. Like who gets to take the like ranked
Yeah, dude.
fight next, I think is I don't know. Damian Penis is a little
Well, I
bit
think it'd be
behind Atiba
fireworks.
Gautier, but it would be a fun fight. Someone's getting knocked
It
out
would.
is kind of how it's going.
Exactly.
Up next, we have Tracy Cortez versus Wang Kong, the only women's fight on this entire card. I'm not going to break it down too much. Tristan, what you got for this one?
I got Wang first round KO after the videos of Tracy Cortez being a crazy bitch came out. I think her career is only gonna go downhill from here, and she's gonna get like shit on, and then eventually fight like on fucking brand risk
I
against
could
some
see it.
fucking like bad baby or some shit.
I could definitely see
Tracy
that. Oh my
Cortez,
God.
Tracy Cortez is like he's over, bro. Dude, call up Aiden Ross. Brand risk is calling, dude.
We are no longer
King Kong
gooning.
Wang in 1 round.
Jesus Christ. You have Wang Kong in 1 round by what?
Yep, KO.
Wow. Okay. You have a finish in a women's fight. Hey, there's a first thing, there's a first time for everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have one sentence for my notes, and I'll read it as that. This is going to be a piss break. I already have my Walmart order ready to go, where I go and get beer. Who gives a shit about this fight? I hate both of these fighters, but I'm picking Wang Kong by decision because I don't fucking care. So let's go Wang Kong decision, and there's my breakdown. Hope you guys enjoy it. That's going to be the video. Peace. See you guys. Up next, a fight that you've been pretty intrigued about recently, Kai Kamaka versus Luke Riley. Both of these guys are some fun prospects. Luke Riley, kind of a more push to the top as he was a co-main event versus Michael Aswell last time we saw him. Kai Kamaka, a little bit more under the radar, but did get a win versus Dakota Hope in his last fight. So some interesting things going into this one. Maybe one side is more leaning towards the other, but I think both of these guys are pretty solid. Tristan, what do you have in the prospect matchup?
dude. For some reason, I want to pick Kai Kamaka. I think he's way more experienced. I don't think he's bad at all. I think he can get a win, and I think Luke Riley hasn't been tested that much. I mean, Michael Aswell Jr. is he's
Michael.
okay. He lost his last fight. So what does that say about Luke Riley? I'm still gonna go with Luke Riley. I feel like they try to give like layups to their contenders, and Luke Riley is a minus 300 favorite for a reason. I think it's gonna be close. I don't think he. I think it's gonna be like a split decision win over
Mm,
Kai Kamaka.
okay. I'm pretty much on board with that. I do think that Kai Kamaka is a little underrated in this one just because people don't know as much
Yeah.
about him. His name is The Fighting Hawaiian. That's a sick name. Um, I don't
Shout
know, man. Luke
out.
Riley, I do think he's pretty good. Like you said, you already kind of took the words out of my mouth. He did get that unanimous decision over Michael Aswell, and Michael Aswell isn't very good. So whether we take that into too much of an account, I'm not going to weight that too much. But that knockout of Bogdan Grad was a pretty nice win, his UFC debut for Luke Riley. He's 2-0 in the UFC, has a height advantage in this one. I think he has better striking defense, and I think he's a better striker, in my opinion. Kai Kamaka has more power, but I think Luke Riley is just a better technical striker, and I think that he will win this one by a decision, like you said. I'm going to go unanimous decision. I think he's just going to have a really nice showing. I think he's going to win all 3 rounds pretty significantly, but I don't think he's going to be able to get the finish. Kai Kamaka's a pretty tough dude. And like you said, you never really know. Again, it's fighting. I mean, he's a plus 240. That's not insane for him to like, try and get a win out of that. And he fights out of Extreme Couture. He has a really good gym around him. He has a better knockout percentage than Luke Riley. So you never really know. I mean, he's fought in Tough Enough, which isn't a bad promotion by any means. So we'll
No.
see what happens. I mean, a Hawaiian fighter, we have got another one who's fighting on this card. So you never know if Max Holloway hypes this guy up and gets him into the win column. So I'm going to stick with Luke Riley, but you never really know. Up next, we've got, public enemy number one for Quinn. I know I picked Cody Garbrandt in the last fight, but Jesus Christ, that was a
Oh
god awful fight.
Lord.
If you watched this fight, him
Oh
versus
my
Long
God.
Zhao, you were treated with the biggest bullshit the entire MMA
Oh my
community has ever
gosh.
seen. I mean, we have Cody Garbrandt throwing up into a bucket at one point. It was unbelievable. I don't even want to remember that fight. I've tried to block it from memory, but here we are. I mean, we get no love back again. No one loves him anymore. Versus Adrian Yanez, who sucks. I mean, both of these guys are pretty dog shit, but he's from Houston, Texas. So I guess if you got something going for me, I won't go into
Yeah.
my picks. Tristan, you go first. I think we know where this is going to go, but what you got?
Dad, how was the 10 seconds after Cody Garbrandt got kicked in the balls
Oh my
like?
God, dude.
Fucking cinema and it was dog shit.
Oh my God.
Dude, speaking of dog shit, Adrian Yanez hasn't won in over 2 years. But guess who's even more dog shit? Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt did not win that last
No, he
fight,
didn't.
and his
No, he
last real
didn't.
win was 2 years and 6 months ago, 2.5 years ago. This is a fucking shit fest. I don't know why the fuck are these people on the card. It's just like a stinker.
It's
This
just the
is
name
arguably
value.
on par with fucking Tracy Cortez and Kong Wing. This is like,
I don't hate that.
oh fuck, dude, God. But Yanez is gonna knock out Cody Garbrandt in round three. Sorry, I, I don't know. I'm trying to hype myself up or make myself look forward to something and try to predict a knockout. Have my hopes up for this fight. Just be disappointed, but fuck it. We ball. Yanez KO round three.
Yeah, I mean, I already kind of made my decision based on the breakdown earlier of this fight. I will never pick Cody Garbrandt again. I promised myself that I would never pick him after that fight. Like Tristan said, he did not win that fight that he allegedly won. I mean, we took about 18 points away from Wang Zhao. So I'm gonna go Adrian Yanez, and I will go. What do I want to do? Let's go. Let's go decision. I think Cody Garbrandt has a decent chin. I mean,
Ooh, boy.
he's been decent, I guess. I mean, 3 rounds with Rayoni Barcelos, so I'm gonna trust that he's able to get through all 3 rounds. But I think Adrian Yanez gets the win. I mean, this is kind of like you said, Tracy Cortez. Who really gives a shit? Both of these guys are ass and need to be cut. Cody Garbrandt, no one loves you anymore, dude. Cut the shit. Cut the guy. I mean, it's over, dude. You are compromised, and I hope he gets compromised this fight. Cody Garbrandt, suck a fat one. And you never be picked again. Up next, we have one of the most intriguing fighters that we are going to see on this card. We have Gable Loophole Stevenson versus
Oh,
Elisha
I just
Ellison, the Snack Panther. Unbelievable nicknames for both of these guys. Gable Stevenson doesn't have that
what?
nickname officially, but we're all giving him the loophole. Do not look up what Gable Stevenson did at Minnesota or the fuck he did. He did some pretty heinous shit. But here he is. He's fighting. He's 3-0, best friends with John Jones, which we all know that John Jones is a super awesome human being and has never done anything wrong. But Tristan, who do you have in this pretty interesting heavyweight fight?
I got the loophole.
Mm,
KO round one. This is a just straight up fucking layup for the guy. But credit to him, he was an Olympic gold medal wrestler, and that shit's hard as fuck. That's like harder than becoming a UFC world champion. So this guy knows how to win. He knows work ethic, and I think he's good. And I think he's as advertised. So knock him out in round one. He'll only get better with time too. So this is going to be another step in the right direction for him.
yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Ellison just got fucked on by Brando Pericic in his last fight. I mean, he is not very good, and I don't think that the UFC would feed Gable Stevenson someone that actually is like a decent competitor. Gable Stevenson, like you said, national champion and wrestler, and as much as we like to goof off, and it's not very funny what he did, and not
No,
very much to joke about, but at the same point. Gable Stevenson is a very legit fighter, and I will go Stevenson to win by knockout in the first round. I would probably say TKO. I see a takedown happening and Gable Stevenson taking the back, or just getting some really mean ground and pound, kind of a Josh Hokett variant, if you will, and
yeah,
get a win in that method. I don't think that
well,
Elisha
they
Ellison
fight out of
has
the same
anything.
gym, so
They do. So we'll see. Jackson Wink MMA has some pretty good combatants in that gym, so you never really know. I just don't think that the UFC would feed anyone other than dog shit to Gable Stevenson for his initial debut. Maybe down the line they kind of start giving him some decent names, but right now it's like kind of the Brock Lesnar type shit where you give him a layup and then we kind of start putting him against actual names. And I think they're going to push this guy pretty hard. This guy's been talked about a
oh yeah.
long time in the UFC community, and he's finally making his debut. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, he gets the win. I do think he's good, and I do think that he will get it done. And he's a minus 3,000 favorite. So, I mean, Elisha Ellison, pack your bags, buddy. You're going to Cancun. Up next, we have the main event of the prelims. We have
Oh
Bobby
yeah, buddy.
Knuckles, Robert Whitaker taking on Goon Kickboxer Fat Ass Nikita Krylov.
Yes.
Light heavyweight debut for Bobby Knuckles. Nikita Krylov, the Miner is his nickname. That's unreal.
That's
Um, that's unbelievable.
what the fuck.
I didn't
All
even
right,
know
bro. I
that.
didn't know. I didn't know all that,
Oh my
bro.
God, the Reaper versus the Miner. Oh my God. Jesus, I mean, we are one letter off from an insane matchup. Tristan, what do you got in this one?
Dude, I got Bobby Knuckles KO round one.
Mm,
I think he's like at the end of his career, not the complete end, but he's going out there just recklessly. He has nothing to lose. He's gonna come for blood. He's gonna come out strong, and he's gonna beat the shit out of the kickboxer Goon Fat Ass.
mm.
Fuck Nikita Krylov. Shout out Robert Whitaker. Bobby, you can get it done in two. No,
Mm,
one. Done
love
in
it.
one.
1 or 2, baby. 6 or 7, baby.
Shout out captured. Shout out captured, baby.
Shout out captured. We all love Bobby Knuckles.
Yeah.
And going into my pick, this is why I am really upset with myself, but here we are. Like I said, this is the light heavyweight debut for Robert Whitaker. He's 2-3 in his last five. Now, looking at these last five, he lost to Ranier de Ritter, arguably a light heavyweight. That kind of scares me a little bit. He lost to Khamzat Chimaev, arguably a light heavyweight, but we obviously knew that was like elite Khamzat Chimaev at that point. He's still elite. He just, got slimed by Sean Strickland. Shout out America. Knocked out Ikram Alaskarov. Decision versus Paulo Costa, who is technically a light heavyweight now. So, good win there. And he lost to Dricus du Plessis. So, really good opponents. But he's kind of lost to some of the guys who are light heavyweight material. Looking at Nikita Krylov, he beat Modestas Bukauskas, lost to Bogdan Guskov, lost to Dominic Reyes, but has beaten Ryan Spann, beat Volkan Ozdemir, who is pretty good at that moment when he beat him. I'm worried for Bobby Knuckles. I'm worried. And this is why I do see this reach and height disadvantage that Bobby Knuckles is going to have to overcome.
No,
And Nikita
stop.
Krylov doesn't do that badly against guys who are a lot smaller than him. He usually struggles with guys that are really big. Dominic Reyes is a big dude. Bogdan Guskov's a big dude. He does really well against guys that are smaller than him. And Modestas Bukauskas was a lot smaller than him. So I am very much worried for Bobby Knuckles. I do think that Nikita Krylov is a bit chinny. I do think that he can get finished in this one, and I think Robert Whitaker could have some nice little flurry again that he could close that distance and get a finish. But I did see Nikita Krylov finish Modestas Bukauskas, who I thought was pretty good at the time. I'm going to go Nikita Krylov by
Dude, no way,
submission.
bro.
I'm sorry, dude. I got to do it. I do want Bobby Knuckles to win, and I do have on my notes. I pray that I'm wrong. I am praying that I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. You heard it here first. I do not want to make this pick based on my emotions. I'm trying to go off of what I think is going to happen versus just pure vibe. I don't know. I do think Nikita Krylov has that reach advantage, and it just scares me for Bobby Knuckles. And like you said, it's kind of getting to the end of the career. It's so the sun's starting to set on the guy, and I'm worried, man. I'm gonna go submission round two. I'm just gonna stop talking about it. I'm worried. We'll pick the goon kickboxer fat ass. Jesus Christ, it makes me sad. Sorry,
I
Tristan.
don't want to talk to
Sorry,
you
captured.
anymore.
I apologize. I mean, genuinely, I apologize. I really hope that I'm wrong. I really do. This might be like a serial
That's our
gone.
nine
It's not as bad as
eleven.
serial gone, but like it's close.
This is 7-7. This is 7-7, dude. This is me and captured 7-7.
We'll see. We will see. Moving into the main card, we have one of the most exciting first round
Oh
fights
yeah.
we have ever seen in the UFC. This is going to be a generational first round. I have dubbed this the Hood Classic coin flip. This is going to be a banger. Both of these
Oh yeah.
guys are Hood Classic fighters, and my God, they have both been Drew Dober victims as well. But this is going to be an absolutely insane first round. If you think that these guys are making it to the second round, you have lost your fucking mind. Tristan, what do you got in the Hood Classic coin flip?
Dude, give me T-Rex,
Mm,
baby.
love it.
Terrence McKinney. He's gonna beat the shit out of King fucking CTE Green. Out. If you
Check
if you
out his
don't follow
Instagram if you
Bobby
haven't.
Green, if you don't follow his Instagram, follow it. He be talking about some just bullshit. I I'm trying to remember what he said, but it's so like just like what the fuck? I can't even comprehend it.
It's only
He
him that
did
can really
repost.
remember it, if he even remembers
He
it.
did post. He did post one of our graphics on his story, so that is dope.
Shout out
But
King Green.
like,
Shout out
but he
CTE.
has like CTE
Don't shout
and
out that. Don't
Terrence
shout out
McKinney.
CTE, Jesus Christ.
Shit. Oh, God. But Terrence McKinney, he's a dog. He's vicious, and he has hands. He has two of them,
Mm.
and he's gonna connect both two of his hands to Bobby Green's face in round one, in like 47 seconds. 47-second round one KO.
Like Tristan said, I love Terrence McKinney's pop. I think he just has so much aggressiveness and so much pressure right off the bat. King Green, in my opinion, I do like King Green's fighting style, and he's very defensively
Ugh.
sound, fights with his hands down, which kind of scares me in this one. But he likes to just try and control the pace of a fight. He really wants to lean back, try and stay out of big shots, but really look for his own big shots. He wants to just have a nice striking matchup, and you're not going to get this with Terrence McKinney. King Green just wants to sit on his back foot and counter, and you're not going to get very much opportunities with that. I'm going to go Terrence McKinney winning this one by first round knockout. Like Tristan said, I'm going to go. Let's go a minute and 15 seconds is going to be my prediction. The Hood Classic coin flip, man. All bridges have
Yeah.
been burned. There is no hiding from it. There is no backing down. Someone is going to be face down in the Hood Classic coin flip. And I don't even think it's a coin flip. I think it's going to be easily Terrence McKinney. I fully trust his ability. Let's see what the stats say. 65% of people do think that Terrence McKinney is going to win. So a lot of people think it's going to be knockout. So not very many
Yeah,
decisions. What
there's no
moron picks
way
decision in this fight? If you pick McKinney
anybody
decision, you
decision.
genuinely need to like
I
reevaluate.
saw the same shit.
That's unreal. Moving into the fourth to final fight, we have Brandon Royval versus Loner Kavanaugh. Really interesting matchup in this one. We have Brandon Royval, who has kind of been on the downslope a little bit recently at flyweight, got knocked out by Manel Kopp, got a decision, almost got finished against Joshua Van, and Joshua Van got the title shot off of that. But Brandon Royval is a pretty dangerous fighter. Loner Kavanaugh is coming off that huge Brandon Moreno decision win where he dominated Brandon Moreno in Mexico, which is unbelievable for the kid. I mean, Loner Kavanaugh looks like the real deal, and this is an opportunity for him to really jump into that top five. And almost, I mean, you could make an argument if he dominates this fight for a title shot outside of Pantoja getting the next one. Maybe you can make the argument. I mean, Manel Kopp's probably the shoe-in, but Leonard
He
Kavanaugh's got a
is.
really fun I path to try and get to the belt. And Tristan, who do you think's going to take it down in this one?
I got Brandon Royval
Mm,
winning this fight. I have a
okay.
round three KO by Brandon Royval in this fight.
What's the methodology? What are we thinking here?
I think Loner Kavanaugh is a good fighter, but I think he's really small. Obviously, he's a flyweight, but Brandon Royval is pretty big. He's lengthy, and he is a dog. He does have power, and he's very experienced. I think this is just going to be like when Loner Kavanaugh fight Charles Johnson.
Hmm.
He got rocked. He got fucking knocked the fuck out. I don't think he's getting knocked the fuck out one punch like he did against Charles Johnson, but I think it's gonna be like a TKO, like Brandon Royval just after 3 rounds just unloading on him. Pause. He finally drops him, and the ref just kind of calls it. But I think it's just, I think Brandon Royval is really good, and I think he's being overlooked right now.
You are not going to believe this. I genuinely like have all my notes. I'm picking Brandon Royval as well. So we might have just cursed him. But
Dang it! I did not mean that.
I pretty much completely agree. I mean, Brandon Royval's a
Wow.
southpaw. I think that Loner Kavanaugh, he's good. I'm not going to say that he's great yet. Yes, you beat Brandon Moreno, who is a really good flyweight, but you can make the argument that he's at the end of his career. Looking at his other wins, Felipe dos Santos, not great. Jose Ochoa, not great. I mean, he had his Dana White Contender Series fight and he lost to Charles Johnson by knockout. I'm not a believer yet. And if he does win this fight, I am fully on the hype train. And I want to clarify
Me as
that
well.
because he is a very promising fighter. And that win versus Brandon Moreno was very unexpected. And I did not see him winning that. And he came in and dominated. And there's a reason he's a favorite in this fight. I mean, 79% of people are picking the kid. So, I mean, this is just basically based on my vibes and knowledge of Brandon Royval. He's a southpaw. He has a height advantage in this one, and I think he's the better volume striker. He's used to being in wars, and this is something that you're going to have all the lights on you. You're on a McGregor card. Brandon Royval knows how to fight on these types of cards. He may be a little chinny at this point, but the dude is a warrior. I low key think he's
Dude.
getting overlooked. I like the guy's mentality, and I like the fact that he's also from the U.S. I mean, I gotta cheer for the guy, and he kind of reps Texas a little bit too. So
Yeah.
that kind of helps my, enjoyment of his fighting style. But it just has bangers, and someone like that, you don't get a whole ton in the flyweight division where you get really excited to watch him. Bruno Royval is a fighter who I really enjoy to watch, and I know if he's on a card, he's going to deliver. I think he's going to get
Me
this
too.
one done, and I think he gets it done by decision. I think he just out volumes and out point fights Loner Kavanaugh. I think Loner Kavanaugh's gonna be looking for that one big shot for most of this fight, and I think he may find it at some given moment. I'm not going to just discredit Loner Kavanaugh's power, but
He's
I think
good.
Brandon Royval does have the striking to match up with Loner Kavanagh and the volume to outpace him. Brandon Royval's been in these fights before, and I think he is going to have a good day. Let's go, Brandon Royval by decision. We're both picking him. I mean, we may have just
Let's
cursed
go.
him, but I feel good. I do like Brandon Royval. I think he's a really fun
Me
fighter,
as
and I
well.
think he has an opportunity to really shock the world in this fight. Up next, We have the White People Super Bowl, as I'm dubbing this one. We
Oh
have
yeah.
Corey Sandhagen versus Mario Bautista. If you are white and have not asked your friends what they think of this fight, you are doing yourself a disservice. This is the greatest fight on this card. If you are a white person, don't even ask why. Just understand that
Oh
it
my
is your due
gosh.
diligence and it is part of your identity to ask your friends what they think of this fight. So just want to put that out there. I'll be that friend. Tristan, who do you have in Corey
Wait,
Sandhagen versus Mario Bautista?
dude, I have Mario Bautista.
Mm.
I think he's gotten so much better than the first time he fought Corey Sandhagen. I think his fight against Vinicius Oliveira was a really good fight and showed a lot of promise to him. And I think he's very focused. I think he's a good mindset to him right now. So I'm gonna take him to submit Corey. No, not submit. I got him to knock out Corey Sandhagen in two. I think he's gonna drop him and kind of finish him with ground and pound, and you know, put himself in title consideration. If he wins, he would fight like the loser of Song Yadong or Umar Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, I completely agree with you in this one, and we're 3 for 3 in agreement on the main card
Yeah,
so far. I love Corey Sandhagen. I'm a white guy. Of course, I love Corey Sandhagen. The dude's an awesome fighter, legend of the game. But he lost a pretty tough fight to Merab Dvalishvili. And I know he didn't get finished in that fight, and he really doesn't get finished very often. But this is a tough opponent for him. And both of these guys have lost to Umar. Mario Bautista rocked Umar at a given point. There was a point where Umar was on jelly legs, and I know that Mario Bautista lost because Umar likes to sit on top of people and just, control, and this is what he does. But Mario Bautista in that Vinicius Oliveira fight was unbelievable. Do not ask who I picked in that fight. We're not going to ask that. But he also has a great win versus Patchy Mix when he was super hyped up. Jose Aldo, it's Ricky Simone. I mean, Mario Bautista seems like he's on a mission. Corey Sandhagen, as much as I love the guy, I think that he is going to be out of his league with the power differential. I think Mario Bautista will show improvement from their previous fight. If you didn't know, Mario Bautista got submitted in the first round by Corey Sandhagen in his UFC debut. So I think he's got a little bit of some arrogance and some pride on his shoulder where you don't want to get beat by the same guy twice. And this is a fight to get in the top five of the bantamweight division. And Corey Sandhagen is right at five. Mario Bautista is looking to get into that top five elite group. I'm going to go Mario Bautista, and I have written on here by knockout. I'm debating it, but I'm going to go by decision. I think that you're going to see some knockdowns from Bautista. I think you're going to see him win the first round. You're going to see maybe Corey Sandhagen get a nice second round, and then you're going to see Mario Bautista get a second knockdown in that third round and really solidify his win. I don't know. And I do think that the power differential is going to be the factor in this fight. And I don't think Corey Sandhagen has the power to match up with Mario Bautista. If he wants to trade, he is going to get hit at a given point. And I think Mario Bautista has some serious power for this division, and Corey Sandhagen really doesn't. I mean, he's a point fighter, let's just be honest. And he could win this one just by point fighting, but I'm going to go with the power and a little bit more excitement and some new blood in the division with Mario Bautista. Co-main event time. Benoit Saint Denis versus
oh
Paddy
Lord.
the Batty Pimblett Amaskauja. BSD versus Paddy Pimblett. Really exciting fight. BSD 100% finish rate so far in his career. Paddy Pimblett coming off that bad Justin Gaethje loss, but is it that bad? Because Justin Gaethje is now the champ. How bad is Paddy Pimblett? He is trying to get back in that title conversation, not necessarily shot, but conversation. He's got an opportunity here. BSD trying to, again, get into that upper echelon of lightweights. Tristan, what do you have in the co-main?
I got the Frenchman.
Hmm.
I think the Scows are getting knocked out for the first time. Benoit Saint Denis, God of War. He's really like that. He's gonna connect with Paddy Pimblett multiple times throughout this fight. Shit, there might even be a 10-8 round in round one or two. I think he's just gonna control the fuck out of this fight. Paddy's gonna survive 2 rounds because he doesn't get knocked out, but he will finally get knocked out in the third round.
I like it. I think we're going to be 4 for 4 on the main card. I'm going BSD as well. Paddy Pimblett, I don't think that he is that bad, but this is a really tough bounce back opponent. BSD is on an insane run. He beat Kyle Propolic by submission, but then he submitted Mauricio Hufi, which that win is aging like fine wine. Knocked out Beneil Dariush in like 3 seconds, and then knocked out Dan Hooker with some insane elbows on mount. I think BSD is the real deal, and I would love to see him fight. I mean, either I kind of want to see him fight Oliveira. I wouldn't even mind an Arman fight. I think there's some real
Yeah.
fun opportunities that you could see for BSD. I do think that Paddy Pimblett isn't that bad. Obviously, he lost that close fight to Justin Gaethje, but you look at his previous fight. Michael Chandler got that win by knockout, but I mean, obviously, Michael Chandler's it's over, buddy. King Green's fighting, early on this card, and that's not a great win. Tony Ferguson's out of the UFC, and Jared Gordon is, on the precipice of getting cut. So I don't think that Paddy Pimblett's wins are that great. I just don't think he's going to be able to stay in the mode of trying to finish BSD, which is what Paddy Pimblett wants to do. I think if there's a weird scramble, I think BSD is going to be fine. I think the wrestling of BSD is underrated. Paddy Pimblett doesn't really go for takedowns anyways, and I think the power is in the favor of BSD. I'm going to go BSD by decision. Only reason being is that Paddy Pimblett can take so much damage and take so much, like, just a battering and somehow not get finished. I know BSC has a 100% finish rate, and I think he's going to try and go for the finish in this one. Patty the Batty is a tough motherfucker, and I don't think that he's going to get finished in this one. I'm going to go BSD by decision. Moving into the main event, the Mystic Mac
Oh
is
yeah.
making his return versus Max Holloway. The second fight that these two have fought very early on in their careers. Max Holloway was just like a 22, 23-year-old kid. Conor McGregor was really
He was
just starting to make his
21.
rise. 21 years old. I mean, that's unbelievable. These guys are full grown men now. These guys are in completely different trajectories on their paths. Conor McGregor, 5-year layoff. Max Holloway was once the BMF champion, the featherweight champion, and tried to fight for the light heavyweight interim belt. So this dude has been everywhere. Who wins this one? I mean, do you have the magic that is still left in Mystic Mac, or is Max Holloway going to get it done and finally overcome this boogeyman who has been in and out of UFC conversations for so long? Tristan, what do you have in the main event?
I got Max Holloway, and it's not even close. Um, Conor McGregor's last win is damn near 7 years ago. He's been doing coke, fucking, I don't, leaking his dick pics online,
Don't look
going
up what he's been
crazy.
doing to women.
Yeah, don't. He's just.
Gable Stevenson variant.
It looks like he's turned to Christ. Looks like he's trying right now. Big ups to the guy, but there's no fucking way you can go from not fighting for 5 years and come back and beat Max Holloway, who's been very active and who's been very good. I know he got dominated in that fight against Charles Oliveira, but I think Max Holloway trained for a different fight he thought was going to happen because it was BMF belt. But I think Max Holloway is like really good and he's active and he's going to beat the shit out of Conor McGregor for 6 minutes. And Conor McGregor's going to get gassed out, fall, and it's going to be a ground and pound finish by Max Holloway in round two.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to go 5 for 5 here. I'm going to go Max Holloway as well. Like you said, I just can't trust a guy who hasn't fought in 5 years. And I know this guy is kind of just the most magical fighter we have ever seen. And prime Conor McGregor was such an awesome spectacle to watch. I wasn't even that big of a UFC fan. And of course, I tuned in to watch Conor McGregor. Everyone did.
100%.
Everyone knows the story of this guy. He is the most unbelievable fighter we have, I would say, ever seen in the UFC. And just the hype that surrounds him, the excitement that you get in a McGregor fight, you cannot replicate it with any other fighter. And that's not me glazing. That's just saying that's
That's
what
just
Conor
fact.
McGregor brings. He's an insanely fun and entertaining fighter. But Max Holloway is a different guy than these when these two fought the first time. Max Holloway is a UFC Hall of Famer at this point. Max Holloway has just been in so many wars and he has won so many awesome fights, incredible highlights. And yes, we know he got dominated by Charles Oliveira, and that was a really boring fight. But Conor McGregor is not even sniffing the taint of Charles Oliveira's control time. Conor McGregor is going to
No.
fight on the feet. He's going to look for his power shot, and he has fought at 170 for four. So I'll give him that much credit, and Max Holloway hasn't. But the cardio's in question. There's so much that is a variant that could happen for Conor McGregor. There's just too many variants that could happen where Conor McGregor gasses out. Conor McGregor doesn't have his power like he thought he did. Conor McGregor can't deal with any volume from Max Holloway. I just
No.
there's too much that could happen that could not line up for Conor McGregor than things that could happen that could line up for Conor McGregor. If Conor McGregor wins this fight, this would be an insane storyline and an insane way for him to maybe
Yeah.
even get a title shot off of this. And I wouldn't even hate it just because the guy is such an awesome name value.
100%.
But man, I know the Quinn curse is real, and I'm trying to curse, I guess, technically Conor McGregor. Not technically curse him, but it's honestly a win for him. If it
Yeah.
happens, the Quinn curse comes through and actually it is an act of God at this point, and Conor McGregor wins this fight, we get an insane storyline. And yes, Max Holloway loses, but he fought at 170. Or how much are we going to really discredit Max Holloway in the grand scheme of things? The dude's an
Yeah.
amazing fighter, and he's not used to fighting at this weight. But I'm going to go Holloway winning this one by knockout as well. I think he gets it done in round three. I think McGregor will eventually gas out. I think that he will have a good training session and a good weight cut into this fight if he even has to cut weight at all. He looks huge. He looks really in shape, but being in shape doesn't mean you're ready to fight and go to war. And I don't think that he is
No.
going to win this one. I have Max Holloway just out voluming him, piecing him up, really utilizing his just combinations. You're going to see Conor McGregor really get put through the ringer. And if it was against anybody else, I would have a lot more hope in Conor McGregor. Like putting him against
Yeah.
like legitimately Michael Chandler at this point, I'd be like, yeah, Conor McGregor likely wins this fight. But Max Holloway is an incredibly difficult pull, and I don't think that there are very many fighters I'd rather not fight than Max Holloway. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
Max Holloway again, round three knockout. I can't visualize Conor McGregor making a comeback and making a successful one at that. And I think we're both in agreement on that decision.
Yeah. Whole main card too.
Whole main card, we agree on every single pick. I will quickly go through all my picks one more time. I do have Alessandro Costa by decision, Ryan Gondra by knockout in the second round, Damian Penis, or excuse me, I get too excited about Penis. Free Basharat winning by decision, Penis winning by first round knockout, Tracy Cortez, or excuse me, fuck Tracy Cortez. Wang Kong by decision, Kai Kamaka versus Luke Riley. I have Riley by decision, Cody Garbrandt losing to Yanez by decision. Stevenson winning by first round knockout. Whitaker losing to Krylov by submission in the second round. It still pains me to say that. Jesus Christ. McKinney first round knockout.
You're Perez.
Royval by decision. Sandhagen losing to Bautista by decision. BSD by decision. And Max Holloway by third round knockout. Very interesting card. 73% of people think that Max Holloway is going to get it done. Tristan, final thoughts on this incredible card.
Dude, I hate that I have to work for part of it.
It's a
This is
shame.
an absolute banger. These types of cards only happen about once a year with the amount of like name value on this card. It's absolutely fucking stacked, and I cannot wait. And Conor McGregor's gonna get his ass beat. It's gonna be fucking hilarious. So many people
I
are gonna lose a
see
lot of
it.
money on this fight.
I think it's going to happen. I mean, yeah, these international fight week fights are always so much fun to watch. UFC always kind of delivers on these fights. So I'm excited for this card too. I think there's going to be some really fun ones, some really cool storylines coming out of this one. I think that the Atiba Gote Damian Penis fight would be sick. Kind of seeing
Yes,
where some of these fights go after this. You got some interesting storylines, especially if I think Paddy Pimblett's storyline's interesting. If he loses this one, kind of where does he go next? Mario Bautista's storyline's pretty interesting. You're gonna have some fun ones, and again, tune in for that King Green versus Terrence McKinney fight. If you're not gonna watch any
it's gonna
other
be like
fight other than the
yeah,
Conor McGregor fight, watch that fight. You're gonna have something awesome, and it's gonna deliver on every single name of the word. Like this guy, these guys are going to have an insanely awesome generational first round. Watch that fight. Enjoy the main card. Enjoy the prelims too. There's some bangers on here. Support Bobby Knuckles, even if I'm not. So enjoy this card, man. This is going to be a fun one. Tristan, appreciate you as always for coming on the
sir.
channel. And go check out the Instagram, go check out the Twitter, go check out the TikTok.
Hold it.
Tristan's been killing it on the Instagram. He is now currently running the Instagram, by the way. So he has been unbelievable. Shout out him. He's killing it. Shout out his brother working super hard, getting a lot of our edits out there. Shout out the
Yeah,
Wicks
two of them.
family. They're both killing it, man.
Got child labor, dude.
Yeah, shout out child labor. We can't say Tristan's brother's name on this channel because some of you are freaks. So, but that is what
He's
it is.
minor.
He is a minor, just like Nikita Krylov.
Ugh.
Appreciate you watching. As always, Tristan, I'll let you have it.
See ya.
See ya.